been now in Jerusalem as a team for several months. Give us a little update. What is happening at the Jerusalem base? By the way, first of all, this home that we're in, it's not really a home. This is our office area. Your home is around the corner.
It's up there.
Up there, okay. And
what is this?
What is this place?
Well, this building, we're in a very historic neighborhood in downtown Jerusalem, one of the first that was built outside of the old city in the 1870s. This area is actually, for Jews, the second largest, second highest tourist site after the Western Wall. Wow. You know that, this whole area for Jewish visitors. So we see a huge number of groups here all the time.
Now, we've been in these COVID-19 protocols for the past 2 years that have been lifted in the past few months. And so our tiny little prayer meetings, which is just our team, are suddenly growing.
This is true. Yes. Tourism is back, at least from some countries. We've been seeing small groups, which is what we expected. Not big tour, with the big buses and everything, but small numbers, which is good for us because this space is somewhat limited. You were just here last week. I think we had our largest number, about 25 people total.
Yeah, it was powerful.
Yeah, and we had people from Europe, European nations, Central, South America, Asia, people who have been watching the global broadcasts and connecting with us and praying with us and coming, and it was exciting.
We have tour sites all over Israel, and we certainly want people who are hungry for God, who want to pray, who want to worship, to join us, but we don't want to be a tourist site. We're not a zoo, where people come in. We want people to come and participate. Talk about that a little bit.
True. I think a lot of Christians come here for the first time in a group and go to all the different sites, which is wonderful. The biblical sites with a tour guide. You run a tour or two yourself.
Yes.
And that's great to see the ancient stones, because almost every stone in this country tells a story.
Right.
But we've seen over the last 10 years in our ministry and our partnering ministries, after that, when people come back, they're looking for something different. They're looking to connect to the living stones, let's say, which is different. It's not tourism. And our whole paradigm of the one new man and alignment about Jew and Gentile together and Israel and nations, we believe there's power in that, both in prayer and in doing outreach and events to reach different people here in this community, both Jewish and Arab.
Somebody who was with us last week, they wrote a wonderful note, and this person was saying that us as Jewish believers living in Israel, they're saying, just wanted to wash your feet and just honor you. And that is, while I appreciated that sentiment, that's not what we're after. We're not trying to get people to come here and say, oh, wow, you use the word one new man. It's not about the Jewish people. It's about Jews and the nations together.
Correct. I wrote a book called One New Man on this very subject. I'll tell you a story.
Which you can get on the Tikkun website.
I'll tell you a story that illustrates that. We had a group from South America here that has an online Bible school that reaches thousands of people, a really big ministry that was here about a month ago. And we did an event on TV and all this stuff for them. And then a few days later, their smaller group of leadership team came to be with us. And myself and Jeremiah and Rachel from our leadership team who lead worship were moving into downtown Jerusalem to be with us in just a few weeks. And they lead that whole kind of outreach and connection to the Spanish-speaking world. So Jeremiah and I sat down with this leader in the office down here. And he said, we were talking about things. And on that day, I was feeling particularly small, tired, and weak. We have a small group here. What we look around us, the task of reaching our people and praying, and it's huge. It's too much for any of us. Right. And we're talking, and he said to us that the experience that they had the few nights before with Asher teaching and sharing at this event, and then what had just happened in our morning devotion and some things that I shared, he said, from you guys are huge. Like I'm paraphrasing. And there's a depth, there's the roots and the covenants And it just encourages us and builds it. And I started crying because that's exactly how I felt about them.
Right.
They're thousands of people and prayer and energy. And when they come, they build us up.
Right.
And it's almost like God, he's just kind of purposely, I think it says at the end of Romans 11, he kind of has humbled both sides to make us need each other.
Wow. Well, thank you so much, Ariel. And thank you guys for spending a little time with us here in Jerusalem. Again, we would love to see you here if you want to come and pray and worship with us. We bless you from Jerusalem in Yeshua's name. Shalom.